Senator, in fairness,
yes.
we have heard very clearly from both the president and the vice president, even from the APC's party leadership, that if not for the card reader, they may not have even won the 2015 general election. So when you say that they are essentially really trying to work against the use of the card reader in the 2019 election, that might raise eyebrows, you know, and I want to ask you about that, because if you're making that allegation on the basis of, say, the delay or the continuous delay of the assent to the amendment bill, isn't the best thing now to just clean this up and test the president according to what you've said?
I have said earlier, if you recall, that there is nothing in the law today that stops us as the National Assembly to pass a bill to amend whatever it is in the law for use in the 2019 election. The point really that they are talking about, let us just take it. Because, you know, when you don't take it very clearly, what does the law say in 31? It says simply that you have a time frame of 30 days before an election for you to display the names of candidates, this and that. Okay? Now, the bill gives you 60 days for every political party to have submitted whatever they want for elections. Now, the onus is not on INEC. The onus is on the political parties, because if a political party submits a wrong detail about each candidate, then the likelihood is that somebody can go to court and actually disqualify that person. Now, the courts, whoever is going to object is given 14 days from the time of submission. That is 14 days from 60 days to that time. You understand? Now, if you do 60 minus 14, what does that give you? You still have time. Within that 14 days, you will go and check whichever person. It is the party that suffers the consequence. Now, the attempt by the administration to say that they are working for INEC is what we find very, very funny. INEC itself has not said that they can't produce the list of all this within a day.
No, but isn't there kind of a cruel...
INEC hasn't said it.
I want you to respond very quickly before I get to my next question. What are your thoughts, Senator Ina?
My thought is that it is a little very... I think I'll be very guarded in my words, because I am not very satisfied that my friend, colleague, and brother could make that submission. I'm not very...
Well, Senator, the truth of the matter is...
Let me get to this.
Just a moment. In the coming days, I'm sure that we're going to be seeing articles titled, "Who's Afraid of the Card Reader?"
Yeah.
You know, because this
that's what I'm going to.
This debate happened very clearly, and I remember very, very clearly that it was very fierce and it was very vehement...
In 2014.
In 2014, about the use of card readers. And we know how staunchly INEC had to defend its position on the use of card readers. It was a battle line between the PDP then and the newly formed APC. But then let's go into the matter that has been raised, some of the issues that the president himself has raised. A number of civil societies are saying these are just typographical and technical errors.
Good.
That is all that the president has raised. Nothing really in the body of the Electoral Act for him to decline assent and go through that process all over again. And then they also worry about the time it is taking for the president to raise these three simple issues, it would seem.
Good. I'm glad at being. I'm glad at that. First, the question of card readers. Card reader. In all the communications by Mr. President, and in all the back channel meetings that we've had with the presidency team, in the interface we've had with the National Assembly team in drawing attention to these issues, at no time has the question of card reader arisen. And in all the communications, I think it is just invented and brought up in bad faith for the purpose of politicking with it. And that is why I said I must be very guarded and guided in my words. Because I had one of the political parties raised it and there is no word, there is no way in any of the communications from Mr. President or any of the discussions in which any of the sections affecting the card reader has been used. It is not there. Now, this is what the President has raised is technical, yes. What the President has raised is typographical, yes. But in law and the Constitution, when a bill is presented to the President or a governor, and if there is any impurity, any typographical, anything unconstitutional, anything at all, the President cannot correct a comma or full stop, or where there ought to be a capital letter. A president or a governor cannot correct it. It has to go back to the legislature, because when a president receives a bill, a president or a governor, he is to say, yes, I assent, in the condition and state it is, or no, I don't assent. Now, we were together with my brother in the Senate in 2014, and it was a very serious and fierce issue between us and INEC when the then president raised these issues and INEC raised this issue, insisting that they will use the card reader. But what did we do? We passed it. But there were, the way we couched and drafted and presented that in the body of the law itself, the 2014 amendment, such that when it went to court, the tribunals agreed, the Court of Appeal agreed. When it went to the Supreme Court, it became a big issue. In the case of
Zamfara?
No, it started with Zamfara was one of the cases. It was Ambode versus Agbaje. Started with Udom Emmanuel, because he was the appellant, and Umanu Mana. He went on to Umahi's case in from Ebonyi.
It was a determining factor.
It was determined that the way the National Assembly, the legislature has presented it, that it was not mandatory to make it used, because no matter how a law is, the judiciary, the court, is to interpret it in the way and manner it is. That is why sometimes you hear a court in delivering a judgment says, my hands are tied. And sometimes they say, what was the intention of the legislature? The assent of a president or a governor is to say that everything from beginning to the end in the act or the bill is correct. Now, there is this question.
I'll have to interrupt your thoughts before you raise that question, because I'm sure that Senator Baribe will definitely have a response. You have said that in no conversation have you spoken about the card reader? So
it has not arisen at all. It has not been any of the points in dispute at all.
We'll focus a bit on that when we come back from this break. Please stay with us.